अहंकार का परिणाम है 400 से 40 हो गए। अहंकार का परिणाम है 400 से 40 हो गए और सेवा भाव का परिणाम है कि
Now, there are more than a few reasons for why our country is divided on the Prime Minister. But you have to give it to him, Narendra Modi is a very good orator. His Lok Sabha speech on 7th Feb 2019 does a great job to prove that. There were a few things about that speech that drew us in. It was intense, dramatic, and entertaining. And that's really rare for a Prime Minister, right? Now, a Lok Sabha speech is different from a public rally for more than a few reasons. Number one, unlike the rally grounds, the Lok Sabha is very much like the Greek stage of drama. The house is in full audience. Number two, the idea is to drive change while engaging with your peers and not the masses. But then there is a third reason that is overlooked by most average orators. They forget the national stage they are on. They forget that people are watching, or worse, they just don't care. But here's the thing about Lok Sabha TV. It is watched by millions across the country. Narendra Modi knows it and understands the significance of Lok Sabha as a theatre. It seems that he has a great grasp over the concepts of Natya and Nautanki and how they need to be wielded in the Lok Sabha. He knows that there is no theatre like Lok Sabha and there is no context as important as the closing speech of Lok Sabha. The judgment of his Natak comes from the common men and women. The opinion of the masses, vox populi. The opinion of the Indian masses are fueled by emotion and not just information. The knowledge of such nuance dictates the difference between the statesman, the politician, and the grand leader in Indian politics. To move the masses with his last speech in Parliament, Narendra Modi must resort to theatrics. Since he is in Lok Sabha, he needs to be armed with facts. This only strengthens his arsenal. He knows that he must derive wisdom out of ancient philosophies of Indian theatre and rhetoric. In the words of Kalidas himself, the drama is to provide satisfaction in one place to people who may differ a great deal as regards their tastes. But the Indian masses are a diverse group of spectators. How does the Prime Minister of world's largest democracy make everyone happy? The ancient Indian text of Natyashastra gives us a clue. It says, young people are pleased to see the presentation of love, the learned a reference to some doctrine, the seekers after many topics like wealth and passionless in topics of liberation. Heroic people are always pleased in the odious and terrible sentiments, personal combats and battles, and the old people are pleased in the Puranic legends and tales of virtue. And common women, children, and uncultured persons are always delighted with the comic sentiment and remarkable costumes with makeup. What are these sentiments? The odious one, the terrible one, and the comic one? To understand these better, we must first understand the significance of doctrine like Natyashastra. Part commentary and part rulebook, the Natyashastra is the definitive text on Indian aesthetics and performance arts. Attributed to Bharat Muni, it is reputed to have been the fifth Veda as per the wishes of Lord Brahma himself. Hence, it is also called the Natya Veda. Perhaps the greatest contribution of this Natya Veda is the Ras theory of Indian aesthetics. According to the text, any dramatic style, whether it's the Nataka or a Bhan, stands the best chance to be successful only if it incorporates the 9 rasas or the Navrasas in play. Now, what are these Navrasas? They are Shringaram, erotic sentiment representing love; Hasyam, comic sentiment representing laughter; Adbhutam, marvelous sentiment with amazement; Veeram, heroic sentiment with bravery; Bhayanakam, terrible sentiment with fear; Bibitsyam, odious sentiment with disgust; Raudram, furious sentiment representing anger; Karunayam, pathetic sentiment representing compassion; and Shantam, tranquil sentiment representing peace. We cannot explain a rasa, but as Indians, we can feel it. It is what makes any performance art click for us Desi-folks. According to the Natyashastra, a ras is what gives performance its essence. A dramatic performance is complete when it has all the rasas being played up. When we saw Modi's closing speech in Lok Sabha, we were moved because his speech had elements of all the emotions crystallized by the Navrasa theory. We were also struck at how well the PMO's machinery uses ancient wisdom from our sacred texts. Each and every rasa was used in his speech multiple times, and his speech spanned more than 100 odd minutes. That's what makes his speech so complete. That's what hooks us, all of us, because the wisdom behind the Navrasa theory dictates the aesthetic judgment of any art form in the subcontinent. Our enjoyment of all these forms are ingrained in our cultural psyche. This is highly analogous to how German philosopher Oswald Spengler looked at culture as nothing but a system of sentiments. The Natyashastra and its Navrasa theory dictate how we enjoy our drama with its own system of 9 sentiments or rasas. So how does Narendra Modi use the Navrasa? Let's take a look at each sentiment or ras one by one. It is important to note how Narendra Modi starts his speech with the messages of love and compassion.
21वीं शताब्दी के पार्लियामेंट के चुनाव के वोटर बनने वाले हैं, उनका स्वागत भी करना चाहिए, क्योंकि वे एक प्रकार से देश की नीति निर्धारक उस प्रक्रिया के वो हिस्सेदार बनने जा रहे हैं। और इसलिए मैं उन नए मतदाताओं को, युवाओं को अनेक अनेक बधाइयाँ देता हूँ और मुझे विश्वास है कि नई पीढ़ी
This incorporates the Shringaram and the Karanayam rasa. It is interesting how he ends his speech along similar lines as well, ending with the message of hope against past despair in the face of bright future. While he starts and ends with messages of love and compassion, Narendra Modi decides that invoking disgust at the past UPA government is the best way to take his political potshots.
मोदी की आलोचना करते करते, बीजेपी की आलोचना करते करते देश की बुराई करने में लग जाते हैं। इससे देश में बहुत सी बातें हैं। लंदन में जाकर के प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कर करके देश की क्या इज्जत बढ़ा रहे हो, झूठी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके, और आप मुझे पूछ रहे हो, नहीं आज मुझे पूछ रहे हो कि क्या कौन कुछ नहीं कहा। अच्छा है।
This incorporates elements of Bibitsyam ras. From disgust, Narendra Modi now invokes anger towards Congress for neglecting their own army.
बुलेट प्रूफ जैकेट तक उपलब्ध रही थी। आपकी सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक का सोच भी कैसे सकते थे, और आप तो हिंदुस्तान को आंखों में धूल झोंक रहे हैं।
He switches effortlessly from Bibitsyam ras to Rodram ras.
न हेलमेट थे, न अच्छे प्रकार के जूते थे।
And if he champions the cause of army, he can't ignore the farmers either.
12 करोड़ किसानों को सीधा लाभ उनके बैंक के खाते में जाएगा, कोई दलाल नहीं होगा। मैं हैरान हूं, कुछ राज्य बड़े सीधा तान करके कह रहे हैं हम ये मोदी की किसान योजना को नहीं लेंगे। अरे वहां के जरा किसान को तो पूछो भाई, 6,000 रुपया आना है, लेना है कि नहीं लेना है? आपको तो 1 रुपया देना नहीं है, सीधा जाने वाला है। लेकिन राजनीति में ऐसा पागलपन कुछ लोगों का हो जाता है, घोषणा कर देते ये योजना का लाभ नहीं लेंगे।
But Narendra Modi is very careful of balancing his performance with some well-placed comedy.
लेकिन पता नहीं क्या मजबूरी है, इस मुसीबत में फंसे हैं कि एक डिसेंट व्यक्ति हर बार डिसेंट।
This incorporates the Hasyam ras, and then he resorts to mind-boggling facts that strengthen his government's report card.
गरीबों को घर मिलना चाहिए, ये 1947 से हर सरकार ने विचार किया है, लेकिन 2014 के पहले 5 साल आपकी सरकार ने 25 लाख घर बनाए। हमने 55 महीने के अंदर 1 करोड़ 30 लाख घर बना करके चाबी दे दी, और घर भी
This part of his speech incorporates the Adbhutam ras.
जिसमें गैस का कनेक्शन है, ऐसे 4 दीवारियां बना करके काम पूरा नहीं कर रहे हैं। और आज वो बात आप जहां आपके लोग हैं वो भी आकर के कहते हैं कि मेरे इलाके में आवास अलॉटमेंट करवा दीजिए और पैसे।
This only gives him a reason to proclaim himself as the hero of his government, and this involves the Veeram ras.
एक गरीबी से उठा हुआ इंसान जिसने कभी दिल्ली के गलियारे देखे थे, उसने इतनी बड़ी सल्तनत को चुनौती दे दी, वो पचा नहीं पा रहे। तो ये मान के चलते हैं कि हम तो ये देश पर गद्दी हमारे मालिकी की है।
Narendra Modi is also careful to inject his speech with adequate doses of fear. He alludes to future without a strong, stable leader such as himself. He makes good use of the Bhayanakam Ras.
2014 में 30 साल के बाद देश की जनता ने पूर्ण बहुमत वाली सरकार चुनी है और देश अनुभव करता है जब मिलावटी सरकार होती है तब क्या हाल होता है और अब तो महामिलावट आने वाला है पूर्ण बहुमत वाली सरकार होती है तो कितने
And finally, his strongest appeal is also his most subtle one. He invokes peace at the start of his speech itself on 2 occasions. Both of them incorporate Shantam Ras.
विरोध करना जरूरी है विरोध करना चाहिए मोदी की आलोचना करनी चाहिए हमारी नीतियों की आलोचना करनी चाहिए अच्छी बात है लोकतंत्र में बहुत जरूरी भी है
If one were to go through his opening speech in Lok Sabha way back in 2014, we were sure to find him using Navrasa to best effect then as well. The use of Navrasa theory, whether deliberate or accidental, is the secret to why Narendra Modi is so great at all his speeches. By incorporating all the rasas, the speech is complete, and all corners of society and class are spellbound. This is India. Thanks for watching.